Good morning. Happy holiday. I know today is a very special night, so I thought I would start off with a story. Don't worry, it's not too scary. Sit down, lean back, relax, and let my voice take you to another world. Our tale begins with a bard, one with many years of adventure under her belt. A bard who supported and aided her whole life, called weak one too many times. So she did what any reasonable, respectable woman would. She sought out supreme beings beyond her understanding for power. The bard learned of demonic summoning rituals from her many adventures, and beckoned forth the queen of the succubi, Koom, straight from the 68th layer of hell, her first target. The bard had a plan. She targeted the queen's pride and challenged her to an all-out fuck-off. If the bard lived, Aoun would be forced to give her demonic power. The bard knew it would be a hard battle, but had no idea what the next week of non-stop pleasure and pain would entail. Toys, weapons, creatures, and parts unimaginable to the bard used to break her physically, mentally, and spiritually. But with a trick and a healer up her sleeve, the bard survived the sexual onslaught, becoming a warlock of the succubi queen, who left her mark of power right over the bard's womb. The bard relished this new power. She didn't need her precious friends to help fell her foes for her, and the charming magic she excelled at only became stronger. But, as a lust for power goes, she wasn't sated yet. She needed more. The bard knew a fairy wizard once that taught her that a fairy's favorite food is a raw pig carcass slathered in honey and cake frosting, covered in sprinkles and apple seeds. The trap was set, and soon a charmed fairy led her to her next target, the summer queen of the fairies, Titania herself. The queen grabbed the bard by her throat, demanding an explanation. She was about ready to feast on the bard before she smelled something familiar on her. The queen asked if her ex-lover sent the bard to kill her. After a moment, the bard sputtered out that she had simply met Koom before and had no idea that her and Titania dated. The fairy queen laughed and allowed the bard to continue. The bard timidly asked for power, wondering how in the world this fairy was scarier than a literal demon queen. The queen laughed again, sure that the bard would die if she got power from both of them. And since she thought it was funny, she agreed. But her favorite spot for a mark was taken by her ex-lover. So the queen picked up the bard by her head and began to kiss her eyes. The bard screamed in agony as the queen's saliva bathed her eyes. She could feel them melting, changing. She struggled to no avail until she was dropped in an instant to the ground. As she washed her purple starry eyes in the pond by her feet, she could see they changed. Her pupils, white in the shape of hearts. It would be cute if they weren't red in pain. You don't mind if I'm this close to you, do you? Just keep your eyes on my lips. The bard was thrown out of the realm, and the power too much for her little body to control, demon and fairy energies threatening to rip her apart at the seams. Luckily, that same fairy wizard was nearby, and they knew a little something about fae magic. Through a little ritual and coaching, they were able to inhibit the power stuffed into the bard's body. But if the bard ever needed to channel the full power given by her terrifying patrons, she could manifest a form that invokes each in equal measures. She dubbed this form the Facubus. Some think this bard still roams Crystallia, transforming to fell impossible foes. Some think this is a cautionary tale without the ending, that it omits the price for power, and that the bard has already paid the ultimate price. Some think that a deal with devils are never worth it, and deals with the fae doubly so. Some think, in order to please her patrons, she has to steal the souls of those she sleeps with. Well, what do you think?